are you?
I love your background,
Uh,
Tatiana.
Thank
It's
you.
like you've got all the along for the ride fireworks exploding. It's so great. I love seeing that.
Oh, perfect. Well, I loved watching this movie. It was so sweet and heartwarming.
Oh.
And I especially loved the relationship between Heidi and Auden. It was really nice to see like a realistic and loving relationship between stepmother and daughter. Can you talk about Heidi's excitement for Auden to arrive and what she wants to cultivate in her stepdaughter?
So that is such a perfectly said reason why I took this movie, because I have been a stepmom for about 11 years
Oh,
and
wow.
to a beautiful young woman now. She was about 12 at the time when I met her. Now she's 24. And my experience with being a stepmother to her has just been such an honor. And it's only full of warmth and love and connectivity. And, even the like kind of crazy coming of age moments that we see Auden go through, like I was there through them with her, with Jasper. And so I've been quite like judgmental and like picky about stepmother roles, I would like to say, because I'm like,
As you
no,
should be.
that's not true. That's not true to life. And I really do believe that so much of the draw for me with this was sort of like shattering that stereotypical like evil stepmother kind of role, because it's so important to lead with love when parenting a kid. And it doesn't matter like your role in the picture. For me, I remember sitting down with her and like a lot of Heidi's sort of spastic, like, characteristics or really came from that first meeting with Jasper. I remember sitting down, we met at lunch, and I became like this like weird spastic heightened version of myself where I was like, hi, I'm Kate Jasper. It's so nice to meet you. And like became this like weird, like wild version of myself. It really just comes so much from a place of like, please like me. I want so badly for you to like me. I want to just be a good person in your life, and I just, it's such a sweet sort of and realistic way to approach to approach a character like this. And I hadn't really seen it done that way so much. And it was all I knew. I'm very close to Jasper's biological mom, and we've had many, many moments that are similar to Heidi's, relationship with Andy McDowell's character. And I loved working with Andy. And so there was a real kind of positive and for me, very realistic, like female forward, dynamic in this movie. And of course, Sofia Alvarez, who directed the movie, was like so important for her to have the grounding of these characters, even though it is a little bit heightened at times. And like the warmth and the love between, this like somewhat unorthodox dynamic, you know what I mean? And I think that's like, it's such an important thing to impart to the world. And so many people are experiencing a blended family dynamic.
Absolutely. That was such a great thing to see. It was just such a positive and uplifting portrayal of so many women in different familial relationships. Now,
Yeah.
I know insomnia is a very large part of the film, of course. As someone who has trouble getting to sleep sometimes, I would love to know what you do when you can't get to sleep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I am a big reader. So I always find that like having your device around is a big no-no. It's going to just stimulate your brain in such a crazy way. So I love to read. I always have a book on my bedside table. I find reading really helps sort of like slow down the brain, kind of down regulates the body. I love these, they're like magnesium and L-theanine. They're the Calm gummies. You know them? They're
Yeah.
not, you can get them at like any like pharmacy. But they're great. They have magnesium is such a great mineral to really like calm the body down, and L-theanine as well. I started when the pandemic started, I really got into, well, I always thought of myself as like a bad meditator, because of my brain like goes like miles an hour, and I can be a little bit A-type, but I found an app called 10% Happier that I love. And so I've found that becoming very aware of my breath, and it probably is like the age old, like counting sheep really, but it's just
Right.
sort of like to really like breathe in and out and to focus on your breath. Like that always sends me to sleep. So that's sort of like my like quick down regulating get to sleep
I
habits.
love that. Thank you so much for that wonderful advice. And I cannot wait for everyone to watch you be the best stepmother ever, aside from your actual
Oh,
child.
oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Tatiana. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great
Take
day.
care.